morning, sir.
Hi.
What can I do for you?
Coffee light, no sugar, and maybe a donut.
All right, then.
Kevin, when you see what I got, you're gonna just love it. Well, what do you think?
Well, they're green, aren't they?
There's one for me, and one for you, and for Maeve, and for Johnny. How's that? My color, don't you think?
Devastating. but what about me? What am I going to dry my hands on?
On a towel. The apron's to keep you clean. Now put one on. You're gonna just love it. Kevin, the customers. Sir, I'm sorry. Let me help you with that. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, you gotta take that off right away. Kevin, please. Would you wipe this off for the gentleman? I'm really sorry.
It's all right.
Lucky for me, I had my new apron on.
What is it, Delia?
Dr. Cohen. Not Dr. Adam Cohen.
Yes, that's me.
Your leg, what's the matter with your leg?
It's my knee, actually. Oh, it's nothing. It's just a little accident. I'll get over it.
Oh, well, thank heaven. What happened?
A fall that required some surgery. But right now, it's just a minor nuisance.
Oh, are you sure? I mean, you'll be able to do everything?
So they tell me.
Well, that's really good. I mean, it would be terrible if you... Well, anyway, you're okay. Now, what can I get you? Coffee you wanted, and what? A donut, a muffin? I'll get you both. Listen, why don't you come right over here and sit down and let me take care of you? How about a bagel?
Fine.
Good. Listen, this is on me because I spilled the coffee all over you. I'm really sorry about that. I hope Kevin can clean the jacket okay. Here's your coffee. Oh, and there's cream and sugar. And these bagels are already buttered. Did you want jam?
No, thanks.
You can go ahead and eat. Well, I bet you wondered how I knew your name.
That struck me, yes.
Take a guess.
Oh, come on, tell me.
Well, I'm related to someone who's going to be involved in your life. Your boss. I'm married to Dr. Roger Coleridge.
Is that right? Well, how do you do?
So, of course, I heard your name from him. I mean, I always make it a point to find out about the new ones. Doctors, I mean. Oh, I'm Delia, by the way.
Adam, it's nice that you take an interest.
Oh, well, I'm like that. In fact, you could practically say I've been dying to meet you.
The role of Patrick Ryan is now being played by Robert Finicoli.
Do you mind if I join you, as long as we're not busy right now?
Be my guest. Oh, I'm afraid I'll have to leave soon. Your husband likes his residence prompt.
Oh, well, you've got 5 minutes. If he gets angry, I'll write you an excuse. No, I'm just kidding. But he won't mind, really. He knows I take an interest in his new residence. It's so much nicer to meet you this way. I mean, better than meeting you at one of those awful hospital tea party gatherings with the little sandwiches and everybody trying to act so polite. I mean, you can't get to know anybody that way. But this way is like meeting you at home. Although Ryan's isn't my home.
You manage Ryan's, is that it?
Oh, no, I don't. I'm just an old friend who helps out from time to time, like a volunteer. I don't actually have to work, but this is practically where I grew up.
I see.
Where'd you grow up?
Long Island.
Long Island. That's a nice place. I mean, isn't it?
More or less.
Well, I figured you'd be from a nice place. I mean, it fits.
Does it?
Yeah, well, yeah, sure. I can tell. I'm the sort of person that can tell a lot about somebody from just looking at them.
Clairvoyant.
A fortune teller?
Yeah.
Sort of. I used to be able to read tea leaves.
Do you read palms too?
No. Well, I haven't for a long time. But want me to try?
Be my guest.
Oh, boy. Let's see what I can find here. Huh. Mm-hmm.
You gonna let me in on it?
You play a musical instrument, don't you?
Does it say that there? Where?
You see the squiggly line? It's like a violin, only maybe bigger.
Say, you're pretty good.
Am I right?
I play the cello. Well, I used to play the cello. Well, I still do play the cello every now and then when I have time.
I bet you like classical music. I mean, you never hear jazz or rock played on a cello.
Well, actually, I have very Catholic tastes.
Catholic?
I like all kinds of music.
Oh, that's good. I wouldn't want you to be a snob. Let's see, what else? You're athletic, too. Tennis?
Squash? Oh, not recently. The only thing I have time for now is medicine. I'm working on a project concerning the study of spinal fluids. Or, did you already read about that?
Oh, the only thing it says here is that you must be a pretty good doctor or my husband wouldn't have you on his staff. Let's get to the nitty-gritty.
Oh, okay.
Ah, I see a mix-up in your love line.
Story of my life.
Really? Well, I see a girl, but I can't tell whether she's now or later.
The sooner, the better.
Well, you see the way these two lines come together here?
Mm-hmm.
That suggests a really strong relationship, like marriage possibly, or are you living with somebody? Oh, excuse me. It's just that it's so common these days, and I figured if I was going to invite you to dinner, which I will, of course, that I'd invite your girl, too, if you have one.
Why don't I tell you when you invite me?
I didn't mean to pry.
Oh, it's all right. No, there's nobody special right now.
Well, there will be. I mean, she's right there.
My mother will be grateful.
Your mother.
Here we are. That's the best I could do, Doctor.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
There we are. Not at all. Delia, I have a sad report.
Oh?
Well, when I was drying the coat, I got a fraction too close to the flame, and there was a conflagration, and the apron melted.
Oh, no. Oh, well. These things happen. Don't worry about it.
What?
Well, what does it matter if one little thing goes wrong on a day like today when everything else is so wonderful?
It's been a perfect morning.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to go to work.
Oh, me too. But if we keep mooning around in the staff lounge, we're going to become an item.
Let them talk.
All right.
I'm sorry. I hated to break that up.
That was very thoughtful of you. It's nice to see you, Patrick. How are you?
Okay, thanks. Hi.
Good morning.
I'll see you at the board meeting, okay?
Okay. Bye.
Take care.
So long. He's in pretty good shape.
We both are.
No more jealousy?
Well, how did it look to you?
Happy.
Happy and secure. We had some pretty terrifying times, but it's good now. I suppose you heard about Poppy.
Bits and pieces. Ma told me a little.
And I think I felt so jealous and helpless in a long time.
But you never gave up on your husband, and you won out.
You know quite a bit.
Not from gossip, mostly from the look on your face. Seeing you this happy does wonders for me.
I hope that's true because I love hearing it.
It's true.
So you found someone too. How's that?
Beautiful. And complicated. I think I can say I'm as happy as I've ever been. But there are considerations that go way beyond Nancy and me. Families, religions. We tried not to fall in love, but it happened anyway. And now, I don't know.
Does it make a difference that the Ryans and Feldmans have been friends for how many years?
No, as long as anybody remembers. Nan and I knew all that from the start, but we couldn't put the brakes on it.
Doing the right thing. You know, we're all so well brought up. It's a curse.
That's what we decided ultimately. We figured if there was no future in it, we'd take what we could get, which was the present. How could that harm anybody? And you know the rest.
Pat, I knew Dave had a stroke. But medically speaking, the
I'm
man...
not talking medically, I'm talking feelings. Guilt, remorse, the whole bag. What Nancy and I have seems to still get more intense, though, even through that. We won't let go.
Well, I don't think you should.
You're the first person who said that. I don't know, Mother and Dad have been decent. They let us know where they stand, of course, but at least there's been a minimum of lecturing. And Beryl Feldman has tried to stay close to Nan, but her main concern is Dave. And I'm grateful to all of them for not saying I told you so.
But they have overlooked the fact that you are very much in love with Nancy. And that's what counts.
That's exactly right.
Well, if I know you, which I think I do, you're thinking about marriage, aren't you?
I thought maybe we could walk up to the meeting together.
Another 10 minutes.
Oh, okay, fine. See you up there.
Seneca. I only meant that we don't have to be at the meeting for another 10 minutes. Unless I'm slow.
Nope.
Actually, I'm glad you came by. Because there are several ways this meeting can go, some of which I'd like to avoid. You have a minute to discuss it?
It's interesting
What is?
that you want to talk to me about anything. I never would have guessed it.
I went to bed early last night
Early and alone.
Okay, because I was angry. I spent 24 hours of emotional stress. I didn't even know if you were coming home.
You know, it's absolutely amazing how people sharing the same time and space can come up with all these wonderful reasons to avoid communication.
I don't really want to discuss our sleeping arrangements in the office, if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind. Well, I'm waiting to hear what it is you do want to discuss.
Ground rules for the meeting. How the meeting will run.
Oh, well, I thought that I would conduct it with my usual insight and efficiency. Jillian, you are going to conduct the meeting any way you choose. Now, you can count on me to keep my mouth shut, to be polite to Frank, and to make it perfectly clear to everyone that this is your project, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Jillian, a lot of things that we have shared have been short-circuited as of the moment, but well, one thing that we're in complete agreement about is the pavilion as a memorial for Edmund. Now, if we can work together on that, if I can be sensitive to what you're trying to do and how you're trying to do it, then I think it'll serve both you and me and Edmund's memory. Now, do you understand?
Yes, I do. But I also
no,
feel that...
Jillian, you don't have to agree. Just know that I'm going to be in your corner this morning.
All right. Thank you. But I think you should know that the idea of Frank Ray, you and me in the same room, creates a lot of anxiety for me.
Hey, don't worry about it. Everything is going to be just fine.
What makes you think I've got marriage on my mind? You do know me pretty well.
Well, I ought to. No, aside from everything else, there were times in my life when you were my very, very closest friend.
And you were mine. At the moment, it feels like some of that's back.
Good. You know, I feel very comfortable having a conversation with you, and do you take this box, still?
Thanks.
No, it's just lovely being able to talk to you and not worry about what anyone else is going to read into it.
Anyway, Nancy and I agreed at the outset we wouldn't even discuss marriage.
Well, all that's changed, hasn't it?
We found out we couldn't just live together, pull up the gangplank and shut out the world. We were on Bucky's houseboat, by the way.
It's a very romantic place.
Even if we sailed it to China, it wouldn't have made any difference. You can't get away from certain kinds of responsibilities.
Which kind?
Well, I suppose Ma would say that the responsibility of being true to who you are, what you believe in. Responsibility to the future. Some people might not find that kind of thing much of a problem, at least not too hard to try to solve. But we happen to be two people with intense family ties. Maybe unusually so.
Are those the ties you're talking about rather than the feelings you have about your own tradition?
It's both. There's no confusion about who we are. I'm a Catholic, and I don't expect that to change. And I'm sure Nancy plans to stay Jewish.
But then what you're really concerned about is other people's reactions.
We're not about to break up over reactions. We can't ignore them either. And the problems that both families keep warning us about are real. I'd love to deny that, but I can't lie to you.
Pat, you know how much I love your mother and father. And I have a great deal of respect for Dave and Beryl. But they're different people. They are from a totally different generation.
True. They were right about one thing, though. They said we wouldn't want to give each other up.
Well, you just answered my question.
Would I want to marry Nancy? Yes. Desperately.
Da-dun-da-da, or do they play that at Jewish weddings?
Do your own research. I don't want to hear about it.
But Roger, I have to share it with somebody. Adam Cohen is not only Mr. Right, he is Mr. Perfect. Nancy Feldman's future husband. And you don't even have to introduce me.
Fine.
Don't you even want to know why?
Nope.
Roger, don't be like this. Don't be old grouch.
Well, I'm amazed and rather flattered that you noticed I'm less than ecstatic.
Roger, I notice you. Didn't I pay attention to you last night?
Well, you spared me a few moments of pleasure before you got back to your obsession.
I'm not obsessed with Pat and Nancy. They're just always on my mind. But now there's real progress. I just met Adam Cohen at Ryan's. And he is 100 times more wonderful than I even thought. He fits all Beryl Feldman's requirements.
Well, perhaps you ought to introduce the two of them.
Oh, I want to. But it has to happen sort of naturally. You know, you can help with that. Won't you assign Adam to Dave's case, please?
No.
Why not?
Because basically, I don't approve of your scheme, and I certainly don't like the amount of space it's taking up in your head and in my life.
I guess you're right. I really wish I could stop thinking about it. I couldn't even sleep last night. I tried to think about your idea about taking a trip somewhere, tropical and romantic, or maybe a short cruise. We'd have a lot better time than I had with Patty, because you really know how to have fun. But thoughts about Pat and Nancy and Maeve's broken heart just kept getting in the way.
Well, perhaps the answer is stop thinking about the trip and go.
Roger, I'd go with you in a second if I thought things could just take care of themselves. Like, if you did assign Adam to Dave's case, then I could just let nature take its course.
Am I to understand that you are bribing me with my own bribe?
All I'm saying is that I'd really love to take a trip like that if I thought I could concentrate on it.
Okay, Dee. I'll do it.
Oh, Roger, I love you. You won't be sorry.
Yeah, I probably will.
It's gonna be the love match of the century. Poor Patty.
What if the perfect guy for you is in LA or DC or New York City? Get ready to take a holiday, a new original reality series, all new this Wednesday at 10 on SoapNet.